Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin hasn't really started this fourth wave pullback yet. So today we've been looking at higher prices against the micro support highlighted in orange on the chart. So far this support level is holding, but it wasn't tested yet. So Bitcoin continues to push higher, which is in line with our overall bullish thesis. And we want to talk about a short-term bullish and short-term bearish scenario. And I tell you that what I'm leaning towards at the moment. And I've just tidied up the chart a little bit, so it might look a little bit different to what you saw in the previous video. But really, I've only adjusted the proportions a little bit, deleted some subwave structures to make it a little bit clearer, changed the colors a little bit. But overall, the white count is still the white count. The orange count is still the orange count. So what are we dealing with? We're still dealing with 5 waves to the upside into the, 30th of January high. So we're still leaning towards bullish outcomes. Okay, so we had the yellow support zone here that, people can use to find entry points. Anybody who did that would be in profit right now. It then usually makes sense to move the stop to the break-even point to make sure that you are in profit, okay, or at least cannot lose anymore. Someone asked me in the comments of a previous video that typically, obviously, I can only confirm a move if I see a little bit of structure. I can only confirm, okay, it's a third wave, or it's a fourth wave, or it's a fifth wave, basically when it completed. And then based on that, we build a thesis for a roadmap and so on. Now, the question was how to position oneself based on confirmation, which sometimes is late. Well, that question comes from the false assumption that you need to wait for confirmation to make a trade. Okay, so you need to distinguish between trading and analysis. I say that sometimes, try to help people understand that analysis is completely different from trading. Whereas analysis is fully dependent on structure. I help you to understand the trend. I help you to understand the key levels so you can be on the right side of the trade. I help you to understand the structure. I help you to understand invalidation points and so on. And that can be very helpful. These levels can be used for trading. For example, our yellow support zone here that has been on the chart since, I think, the 11th of January. And this support zone was between round about 41.9K and 35K. The idea is that pullback traders, for example, could use these areas to position themselves in the market. Okay, so typically we know that a fourth wave like this should complete in such a support zone. Okay, so we had a pullback into the zone. This support zone, by the way, was relevant for the daily time frame, so it's quite large because it's based on a larger move, and the next move up could take us to 55 to 60K. So obviously, if you're a pullback trader, you could use these boxes to position yourself. Well, there are also breakout traders. Breakout traders can trade, for example, breakouts. We had a recent breakout point here, and I made you specifically aware of this inverse head and shoulders pattern, right? And the potential breakout I highlighted could send us to 47.5K, which was up here, sort of a level I mentioned. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, you look at this chart, there are hundreds of trades that you can take, but analysis is very objective. It's based on structure. There are clear rules of what I need to see. I mean, okay, I shouldn't say it's objective. It is to a degree subjective and objective. There is a bit of an art and a science element, but a trader can use the levels. I highlight to you the key levels all the time, yeah. And the pullback trader who would have entered here would be in profit now. The thing is, as soon as you are in profit, it makes sense to adjust the stop loss, right? But ultimately, trading is much more personal, and that's not just a stupid, no financial advice stuff. No, I mean, trading is personal because trading depends on your personal cash flow, your time commitment. Okay, are you a long-term trader, short-term trader, swing trader, position trader, day trader? I mean, ultimately, there are so many ways to trade this. I mean, I can't tell you because that's personal. Okay, there's an element of risk. Personal risk profiles are different. Some people might panic. Some people don't want to buy pullbacks. Some people love to trade breakouts. So, but I help you to understand the structure so you can, based on your own trading plan, make your own decisions based on the levels I provide. Okay, and typically these support zones hold, and if they don't hold, well, then we at least know that the alternative scenario is playing out, which is golden knowledge because you always know which scenario is in control with Elliott Wave, all right? So at the moment, we're dealing with a situation in which we are holding above support levels. So I'm leaning bullish, as you know. I'm leaning bullish against that. I deleted it now. Actually, it was the 39.6K level. It's kind of irrelevant now because we've broken out to the upside. So I'm just looking at the micro support here. So at the moment, short term, I'm leaning bullish against the 43,335 level. Actually, in this video, we might need to adjust it a little higher because that is moving with the price. The idea is that if we get a pullback, this is the support area that will be tested. So again, we've had 5 waves up, 3 waves down, maybe. Wave 2 completed here. If that's the case, we might now be in a 3rd wave to the upside. That's a possibility. And I'm tracking this move to the upside further. And I'm tracking it against the micro support zone. So it now takes a break below 43,417 to suggest that something bearish is going on. Not ultimately bearish, but short-term bearish. So I'm leaning bullish against the support zone, but if that breaks, what would be the alternative? Well, the alternative would be the white count, which we talked about in previous videos, that this was an A wave down, a high B wave, and we come down in a C wave again. And then we could go, all right? So the thing is, as long as we only have 3 waves up, the white count is highly likely, high likelihood, okay? Shouldn't be a surprise to anyone who watched the previous video. It basically means be on the side of caution. It could be a high B wave. It basically means, okay, we need to understand what's micro support. It's here. But as long as we're holding micro support, we can focus on higher. A break below micro support at 43,417 will be a first indication that the C wave to the downside is unfolding. Well, it might take us to 39, 40K. Yeah, and then we can attempt another rally from there. But as long as we are not even breaking below micro support, yeah, there's no reason to focus on the white count primarily, okay? I cannot confirm it. I cannot confirm it. Now, from a trader point of view, that might mean you want to put the stop maybe below that orange box or below the last swing low. Essentially, that's up to you where you put it. And I can only tell you that with the magnitude of that rally, even though it seems bullish, it could mean the magnitude suggests, yeah, for various reasons. It would go too far now to discuss why, but it suggests that this could also be just an A, B, C structure, and we break down again, even after 5 waves. So that means at the moment, I just take it level by level. I'm very cautious here, and I'm very much cautious it could turn into a larger 3-wave move that will break down again, and we fall back into the yellow zone. But again, all of that only is only confirmed with a break below micro support. So there is no need to do anything or to focus on anything bearish until we break below micro support. It's just that basically this orange rally there and the orange count is going a little bit too far, too fast, and the risk is there that this is turning into a larger 3-wave structure, A, B, C, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So anyway, to discuss all the ins and outs of this goes too far. I give you the levels. I can only highlight there is a risk to break down immediately. There is a risk to break down after 5 waves, but only as soon as micro support breaks. So at every level, at every juncture, I give you the support level, right? I think it's to keep it very simple. At any point, a break of micro support might send us back, or should send us back into the yellow support zone. It wouldn't be bearish overall, it would be short-term bearish. It might provide the opportunity to add again in the yellow support zone. And it also raises, I think, the importance and relevance of considering short-term profit taking. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.